What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, WBO lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jamel Herring, he dominates. Former two-division Ireland world champion, superstar boxer, Carl Frampton. He dropped him 2 times in the fight and ultimately got a 6-round stoppage victory. Carl Frampton, he just retired. He just, said he couldn't continue. With that said, Jamel Herring put on a dominant performance tonight. There was a lot of questions about Jamel Herring after his last fight against Okendo, but he answered those questions because he suffered a cut against Okendo in his last fight. And a lot of people, they felt like, Jamel Herring, he essentially quit in the fight. In this case, he did not. He came in the fight. He suffered another cut, similar to the one he suffered, very, very eerie, similar to the one he suffered against Okendo in his last fight. And he weathered the storm. He got more aggressive. Now he's 23 wins, 2 losses, 11 wins by way of knockout. One time in his career, he was stopped. He's 35 years of age, stands at 5'10" with a 72-inch arm reach. In this case, Jonathan Okendo, in that fight, he got it was a DQ victory for Jamel Herring, but everybody felt, including Timothy Bradley, they felt like, he just chose not to continue in the fight, right? And so people started to question, his mental, right? Is he going to have the fortitude to press through a fight that's a very, very tough fight? And he did so tonight because Carl Frampton, he came to fight. Carl Frampton is a 2-division world champion. Carl Frampton is now 28 wins, 3 losses, 16 wins by way of knockout. He himself was stopped in this fight, TKO against Jamel Herring. He's 34 years of age, stands at 5'5" with a 65-inch arm reach. So Jamel Herring, he had a 5-inch arm reach advantage, a 5-inch height advantage and a 7-inch arm reach advantage over Carl Frampton. And the question was, is he going to use it? His advantages, is he going to box tall? Is he going to give up his advantages? Or is he going to stay disciplined, box tall, use his advantages, keep Carl Frampton at bay, and control the distance? And he did just that, okay? He used his jab beautifully tonight. He used, the distance, his range, and ultimately the uppercut came into play, and he landed a beautiful, beautiful uppercut. Okay, and in doing so, he knocked Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton was stiff. He had a pause. The first one, he knocked Carl Frampton down with a straight left. Boom, right? As Carl Frampton started to get more aggressive in the 4th round, he started pressing the action, and in the 5th round, he started pressing the action, and boom, a straight left. Jamel Herring landed and dropped Carl Frampton. Okay, in this case, he hit him with a right uppercut. Boom. And, he froze and then he fell back like a statue, right? So now the winner of this fight is to face Shakur Stevenson, former WBO featherweight world champion, who's a lightweight now and is the mandatory challenger for Jamel Herring now. Shakur Stevenson, 15-0, 8 wins by way of knockout. He's 23 years of age, stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. So Jamel Herring is going to have a 2-inch height advantage and a 4-inch arm reach advantage. Now, Shakur Stevenson is scheduled to fight again in June. June 12th, I believe, is the date that they're looking to stage the fight between Shakur Stevenson and opponent to be named. Okay, they just want him to stay active, stay busy. He did fight against Taka Khan Cleary. That was back in December. So, he's trying to stay as active as possible. Okay, so with that said, he's the mandatory challenger. Now, we know that they have a friendship, but Shakur Stevenson, he made it abundantly clear that friendship is not going to stand in the way of his goals. So he stated that he actually stated that he thought that Jamel Herring was going to win the fight, and he wanted Jamel Herring to win the fight because, they have a friendship, okay? We know Shakur Stevenson is close to Terrence Crawford. He's close to Brian Bomac McIntyre. He's close to that whole team. But he trains a lot in with their stable, but he made it abundantly clear that's not going to prevent him from looking to fight the winner in this fight and stopping his accomplishment and his goals, which is to become unified champion. He wanted to fight the winner of this fight. Then he's looking to fight, Oscar Valdez. He wants to fight Oscar Valdez. He just wants to collect the belts at 130. And now he's going to have to face Jamel Herring. This is going to be an interesting fight because if this version of Jamel Herring comes to fight Shakur Stevenson, which Jamel Herring, he did state that he's, struggling to make 130 pounds. He's very, very big. He's 5'10" with a 72-inch arm reach, right? So just physical attributes, he's an inch taller than Errol Spence Jr. and he has the same arm reach as Errol Spence Jr. So he's, weight wise, Errol Spence obviously is the bigger guy fighting at 147. But Jamel Herring definitely has the frame to fight up at 140, 135, and so he stated that it's a possibility he could move up to 135. That would be disappointing because I would love to see Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring fight. That was my whole, thought pattern behind the Carl Frampton Jamel Herring fight is that Shakur Stevenson is able to get the winner. This will be the biggest fight, obviously, in Shakur Stevenson's career. They're very familiar with one another. And if the version, he's a southpaw, right? That being Jamel Herring, Shakur Stevenson is a southpaw. So you get, it's going to be a high-level chess match between Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring, okay? Like I said, Shakur Stevenson, he is a masterclass boxer. He's very slick. He's young, but he's a masterclass boxer, okay? You can see all the talent. The talent jump right out at you off the screen, okay? So he's a southpaw himself. Jamel Herring is a southpaw. Now, like I said, Jamel Herring is going to have a 4-inch arm reach advantage. He's going to have a 2-inch height advantage. So this is going to be a challenge for Shakur Stevenson, and they're familiar with one another. And he has a great a team. They have Red, they have Dominat. They have a great team behind them. And so, and they're familiar with Shakur Stevenson. So, in this case, I still would favor Shakur Stevenson to win the fight because I think that he's, just a level above Jamel Herring in skill set. Okay, I feel like he just has a higher ring IQ. I believe that Shakur Stevenson is his defense is much better than Jamel Herring, and ultimately that's going to be the difference in this fight. And I believe that he's very, very slick. At times, Carl Frampton was having success with his left hook. He was obviously an orthodox fighter, but at a distinct size advantage at 5'5", and having a 7-inch arm reach disadvantage. But he doesn't have the accuracy, the athletic ability, or the savviness and the slick defense that Shakur Stevenson brings to the table. But he was landing his right hand to the body. He was landing his left hook at times tonight, and that showed me that Shakur Stevenson could do so as well. But it's going to be a very, very interesting fight. Like I said, it's going to be a high-level chess match. So I was highly impressed by Jamel Herring tonight. I do believe that if he fights this way, he can beat a lot of the 130-pound fighters, okay? This version of Jamel Herring, not saying he'll win, but he could give Gervonta Tank Davis a lot of problems, this version, because, again, Gervonta Tank Davis is very similar to Carl Frampton in stature. Not in skill set, not in power, in stature. He will have the same distinct size advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. So he makes you work to get on the inside when he fights like he fought tonight. I was highly impressed with the skill set that he displayed tonight. I was highly impressed by the boxing ability that he displayed tonight. I was highly impressed by, most of all, his discipline tonight. The discipline to keep Carl Frampton at bay, to control the distance, control the pace of the fight, stay on his jab, just be accurate, and keep calm and cool and collective under pressure, because like I said, he did suffer a similar cut over his right eye, the same one he suffered in the Jonathan Okendo fight. And people thought that he packed it in that fight with Jonathan Okendo and just opted to go for the DQ victory instead of just pushing through it and getting an official victory. With that said, he showed once he felt the injury tonight, he got more aggressive with Carl Frampton, right? He got more accurate, so highly impressed with his skill set. Can he beat Gervonta Tank Davis? I don't believe so. But can he give him a lot of trouble and one of the toughest fights of his career? Absolutely. Can he beat a guy like Little B Hop, Prime Time, Christopher Colbert? I don't believe he can beat him, but he could give him a lot of trouble. He could, make it a tough fight. It's a tough out. He has the ability to win those fights. Will he win is a completely different story. But does he have the ability to win? Absolutely. So it's interesting to see how this all plays out. But Shakur Stevenson has a fight coming up June 12th. And then Jamel Herring, Shakur Stevenson, I'm sure will have something in place, seeing as though both guys are with legendary promoter, Top Rank CEO Bob Arum. And they are, both tied with Top Rank and ESPN. So it should be a fairly easy fight to make. Not to mention that Shakur Stevenson is with the WBO sanctioned body at 126. So once you're the champion, you move up a division, they automatically put you in line to be, the mandatory challenger in the weight class above. And that's the belt that Jamel Herring holds. So obviously Shakur Stevenson will be in line for the belt. It's just an easy fight to make. Can't wait to see how it plays out. But make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.